Hi guys, if you like this video, please smash that like button. Click subscribe because that really helps us bring you more videos. And don't forget to click the bell and you'll get notified of our latest videos, or otherwise you might miss them. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you.
Welcome back to the Mission RV Services channel. This is Drew, and today we are replacing a sail switch. And this particular flavor is, well, you might recognize it. It's our rig. Got pretty cold here in Central Florida last night. Went to call on the old furnace, and doesn't matter if you're a tech or not, ladies and gentlemen. These problems happen to everybody. And our sail switch went out, and so I could do couple things here. I could clean the old sail switch, but what happens is you clean this up and you might get it to work and get the old furnace to fire off, but 97.6% of the time what happens is this thing just fails again on you. So once it gets into fail mode, usually it stays going back into fail mode, and then you could have this long cycle of just cleaning it and wash, rinse, repeat, literally. And but the right thing to do is go ahead and change this out. They're not very expensive. No times are tight. And everybody's on a tight budget right now. But if you've gone through the hassle of pulling this whole furnace apart, this one's relatively easy. It has a cover and the sail switch is right here. But some of these furnaces, you have to pull these all the way out just to get to the sail switch. If you're going through all that trouble, folks, and you can afford it, please, spend the 20 bucks, get one of these sail switches and get yourself working. And it kind of goes back to cheap isn't always good and good isn't always cheap, and sometimes we just got to bite the bullet. And again, I know times are tough, and I know getting these repairs is costly, especially when you're full-time in an RV, or you're just out on the weekend and you just want to get going and get the family back camping again when it's chilly outside. But you really want to go through the process and get this done. And if you're going through the time to get this taken apart and you have the ability to get this, go ahead and grab yourself a sail switch. It might be one of those things you want to keep on hand if you're a DIYer. And if not, they're relatively easy to change as long as they're easy to get to. It's when they're not easy to get to that the problems come in. So this is a place you could save a buck, but we recommend not saving a buck if you can avoid it. Same thing goes with the igniter. If you're getting to the point where you got to take these gas valves out and change an igniter, then you definitely want to go through that and just go ahead and change that igniter out too. Another inexpensive part. But in the long run, if you just clean it up and you go through the hassle and then it fails again down the road because it's in fail mode, it's probably going to go out again in the future. So just something to think about. And another quick thing, we'll show you how we diagnose this really quick. Now remember, your sail switch is the #1 line of defense in your safety system for your furnace. So when this fan kicks on, what it's doing is it is closing that sail switch up. And that's what sends the signal to the board that it's okay to open the gas valves up. So this is something that you should never bypass. The only reason we're doing it is a test. This is a vital safety feature that must be in place in your furnace. So, and the reason you can't just so we're going to use a 3-amp fuse to do a test today. And the reason you can't always just put a fuse in there and say, hey, I'm done, I'm going to bypass the safety system, I don't care what Drew says, is that if it's always in the closed phase, then the board just thinks there's a problem. If it's always in the open phase, the board thinks there's a problem. So you have to basically start the furnace up, then wait a few seconds for it to kick on, and then connect this and then get the furnace to fire off. So this is how we tested ours today. So I had it turned off. We're going to turn it back on, and when the fan kicks on, I'm going to give a count of about the 3, and then I'm going to connect this together. So as soon as this kicks on, I'll show you what we did. Okay, I just turned the heat up off my phone. So we use a My RV Touch thermostat. We'll link that below. You can use it with Bluetooth, or you can use it on Wi-Fi, as long as you got a good solid Wi-Fi signal. So I just turned the temp up inside the coach, and as soon as this fan kicks on, then I'm going to go ahead and we will so when the fan kicks on, like I said, I'm going to count to 3, and then I'm going to put this wire in on the other blade of this 3-amp fuse, and I'm going to act as the sail switch for this demonstration. Okay, now our fan fired off. So now I'm going to count to 3, 1001, 1002, 1003. And now I'm going to complete my circuit with my 3-amp fuse. Now I just became the sail switch on this. Now it's telling the board that, okay, our sail switch is going, our fan is going is really what the sail switch is doing. It's telling the board the fan's moving. That opened the gas valves, triggered the igniter, and now it's going to start. So I'm pulling that off there so it stops, but so now I'm going to push that back on again, make sure I got a good contact. Now it's telling the board again that, hey, my sail switch is definitely closed, and that fires us off, and that resolves our issue. So I'm going to turn that back off so you can hear me. But what we're doing in that is we're just validating that that's definitely our issue, that our sail switch is bad. So again, we have a video talks more about that, link below, show you how to change this whole thing out. This is just a way to troubleshoot, but really it was more today is just about what do we do in order to ensure that we're doing the right thing when we're getting service. So if it's something like a sail switch, go ahead and change it out, folks, if you can afford it. You know, like I said, cleaning might be able to get you by in a jam, but you really need to replace that sail switch. If it's the igniter problem, you probably really need to change that igniter. But today's message was just try your best to do the right thing when you're getting service done, and make sure your tech's doing the right thing by you too. If this is changing a sail switch isn't something you're comfortable with, then go to the rvtaa.org, find a qualified technician near you. And until next time, this has been Drew with Mission RV Services. Bye, everybody.